You know, today is Thursday, 17th of August, and it's a great opportunity to tell you a little about the Word today. You know, I love evangelizing, and this Facebook is a way to tell somebody about Christ, even though they may not acknowledge it. But if they see it, they don't feel like clicking, that's fine. But anytime you can share your journey, spiritual journey, your health journey, your testimony, your life cycle to encourage somebody and to see somebody that living for Christ is a right way to go. And I was just sitting there thinking about, because I have to have another word for my babies. Well, I call them babies, my daughters at the jail. And I'd be looking at life circumstances and stuff, and all of us are able to tell somebody about Christ. That means that we all can evangelize. Now, that doesn't mean you have the gift of being a preacher or evangelist, but everybody was given that commandment to go out and tell somebody about Jesus. But other people that live their life trying to do that with that gift, that's a gift from God to help the church. Help the church. And a lot of times you get rejected. God gave us the fivefold ministry. I think he gave us the apostle, the preacher, the pastor, the teacher, and evangelist. Fivefold ministry is supposed to come out of the church. And the person that's over the church is the preacher. But many of the apostles and the prophets are being ran away because nobody don't want no head over them, or they consider them head. But God put them in that order because he saw fit. We don't know why it's in that order. But if God put you over the church, you over the church. Nobody, evangelists is not interested in no church. Evangelists, that's the last thing evangelists want to do, to have a church. Because there's too much stuff to keep them from going out to evangelize. The preacher, the pastor is the only one over folks that the evangelists and the prophet and the apostles went out there and touched them, whether it's through a street revival or one-on-one in a jail or in the supermarket. They send the folks to you, the pastor, to preach the gospel and have them make a commitment to serve God through service. Now, but it's all screwed up. Many churches don't want the fivefold ministry. They don't know how to handle it. They haven't studied it, and they resist it. But whatever you allow in God's house, it's going to come to your house. A rebellion and upheaval and all of that you allow in your church and you look the other way, it's going to hit home. It did for all the leaders. And that go for us that are ministers. Everybody want this gift. You got all these bow tie wearing college graduate. They think it's stand up in the limelight, but it's your soul is required of you and your life. And whatever you play around with, it's going to hit home. And whatever you look away from, going to hit home, going to hit your own heart, going to hit your own children, hit your own eyes hole. And it happened with all the other prophets. You look in there, not one of them escaped. And all you're going to say is, my grace is sufficient. That's all you're going to hear from the Lord. If you make it, if you survive your ordeal, and if you're able to stand up after you get the wrath of God to hit you, and you so far into God, and that he know you did it out of ignorance, and he spare you. He spared some didn't make it. But if we are the ones that are spared, we learn. You learn how not to lie to God. You learn how to go out here and serve this God and tell people the truth. How you going to just want a bow tie and a nice car and a nice house, and you ain't got nothing to give to people? Never do nothing for the people. Never have nothing for the people. Never don't even want to give them an encouraging word. What you want to do is fool money out of them. And these young cats coming out here learning all these skits and schemes to school money out of folks, and don't have no addition to the commitment and the love it takes. Jesus loved these folks. How you gonna want to be a preacher and don't love the folks? Your sheep is your sheep that God put in your hand, and you let one of them get away. That's your responsibility. Don't blame it on them. You got a hard-headed child. Don't you know your children gonna be hard-headed and run off? You ain't gonna leave them out in the street. Why you gonna leave God's children out in the street? He didn't ask you to be over them. You should have said no. But once you put your hand on that plow and look back, you ain't worthy. You ain't worthy. And it's a hard call. It's an everyday call. You know, I was sitting here telling my sister today, I said, look how I would get in that line and scheme off the church. Pray for me, let me lose some weight. Pray for me, old Pat. Want everybody to pity. And Pat did not put that spoon down. Come here, sucker my husband and get all his anointing and all his good stuff that he ain't on his knee praying every day. Pray for me. Lay hands so I can take this gluttony demon off of me. Lay hands. As soon as he finished, I suck out all his goodness and the prayers that he done sent up and he done laid before the Lord and got all his goodness in him. And I want to get it for free and suck it up. And a lot of folks do that. They run the church. I need this. I can't pay my bill. Burn their own house down. I want the church to go and do in sin instead of repenting and coming back before the Lord and going out there and turn and throwing away their own money on drugs and stuff. Go into church and sucker good people and people that pay their tithe and people that I want some things, but I got to pay my tithe. I got some money in the bank now, but guess what? It's my tithe money. I want to go to the thrift shop. I want to go shopping, but I'm not going to go spend my tithe money and then sit in church when the church take care of me. And that's where I was in the line with this fool. Old prophet lay hand on me. Oh dear. Sucking what somebody else done earned before the Lord out of them and getting all the glory and honor out of them folks and not doing nothing for myself. But let me tell you something. God got tired of me lying. God got tired of me playing games. And that diabetes is the symptom of that. That diabetes is a wake-up call. You want to live, you want to die, you want to play with the Lord. You understand me? And I'm learning how. I wouldn't put that bread down. I wouldn't put down all that sugar. And I wouldn't stop sitting around there and wouldn't exercise. As long as he didn't make me sick. But he got sick and tired of me. And I'm not saying God do evil. Sin has its own consequences. The gluttony that I was in and then lying on one side of my mouth, preaching this gospel, and then I got gluttony on me. How can I tell the drug addict? How can I tell the pill head? How can I tell a sex addict something? And I'm sitting here with mine not repenting and not showing them that you got to work on it and you got to withdraw from it. And that's why I do these videos. I don't want you to see me. I'm not doing this because you want to see me. I'm doing this to get this off of me that I may help somebody. You hear my testimony, you can help your child. Because let me tell you something. What you allow as the people of God, it's going to come home, especially leadership. If I'm going to be a leader, then I have to be a leader. And what I allow is going to come home. So you keep sitting there like Elijah did, let his son run around there and mess with the women in church. Didn't it hit home? He fell over his fat, gluttonous self and died, and his boys did too, which was priests. You ain't going to do dirt in God thing and holding God holy things and think you're going to live happy ever after in your castle. It ain't happening. It's going to hit you home. You ought to protect the things of God and reverence it with love and tell people the truth. Teach the truth of God. We ain't happy every day. We miserable. We depressed. We fighting to stay alive, trying to keep the devil off of things. Don't satisfy you. God does. Now, he wants you to enjoy the good benefits. And yeah, if you sit up here studying and spending your time before the Lord, he ain't going to be let you worrying about bills and all that right there because he know you before him. But don't you think that you're going to not do anything, don't help God people, just going to get you some money and think you'll live. That devil going to run the hell out of you. And he going to put hell in your life and he going to destroy you from spiritually from head down. And then one day you're going to say, wow, what happened? What happened to David? What happened to Saul? Abraham said, that woman is my wife, my sister, not my wife. Well, a few years later, his son Isaac did the same identical thing. That woman is not my wife. She my sister. Anything you do in that craft that God has given you is to uplift and to do the God work. Your home will be better if you do the religious rightful things in your home as you do in the church. Don't go preach and talk down about somebody else's child and you think they're going to hip to yours. Don't go and sit up here and go to church and don't even pay your tithe. Many people, I know preachers, I know them that didn't hardly pay no tithe and didn't live right and then go open up them a storefront. I know them. And how you going to put your cursed hands that didn't pay tithe when you're in somebody else's church and then go build your church? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The foundation ain't right. What you think? And you got little hellions running around here and you ain't saying nothing about them. Don't even say a word, but you scorn everybody else's behavior. Or you go put up somebody in the holy place of God when you know the whole world know you lying. And you think you're going to walk around here undone? You think that same thing that you put up, it's going to hit you hard. It's going to tear your heart out. And you're going to be shamefaced. So I warn you today. And don't think because man give you a title, God give you a title. You know who bring down preachers? You know who come and tell them? Because they don't think they do no wrong. Because we handle this good word of God, this juicy, beautiful word of God, and we are blessed on every hand. We forget our own sin. Then God send you some old nappy-headed, uneducated, can't even read and write good prophet and tell you been caught. You been showed up. David, that woman you had over there while you priest and king over everybody else, was that man wife. What you did, you took that only sheep that man had. God sent that little person there to tell you something, but you run them out. They don't fit the script. They don't belong here. This is a high-class church. This is a low-class church. We don't stomp our feet like that. We don't praise the Lord like that. You let somebody run your blessing out away from you, you crazy. Them folks there to warn you, to help you, to make you better. Because you need a wake-up call. We do. And I love when somebody say, you call yourself a Christian. I love when my son used to walk up to me and say, okay, Christian. That thing made me repent. My boy used to do that to me. I said, I don't like her. I'm sick of her. I come home from work. And my son said, okay, Christian. Okay, Christian. And I'm glad he said that to me. I'm glad. Because I was judging and I was wrong. But I thought I was right. Somebody is out there to warn you and to keep you in place. Don't run away your blessing. Don't run away your blessing. Them people that run in their mouth, the best thing ever happened to you. Keep on living. God bless you.